Right. Tired again. I've got audio. Yeah, I've got audio. Right. So, let me tell you a little story. Over a year ago, someone was selling some Nintendo Game Boy games, and this particular person had a load of empty boxes. Like, they had the inlays, quite a few had manuals, but they didn't have the games. And a lot of them was Pokemon games, like Pokemon. Actually, I can tell you what they were because I actually done a photo of it on my phone. Right, there was Pokemon Ultra Moon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, Blue Rescue, Mystery Dungeons, Explorers of Darkness, Pokemon White, another Pokemon Blue Rescue team, Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Alum, or whatever it is, Pokemon Ranger, then there was Pokemon Ranger, Guardian Signs, Pokemon Platinum, and then we had some like the Legends of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D, Legends of Zelda, Spirit Tracks, Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass, the Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. We had Mario Kart 7, Dragon Quest 9, The Legends of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. So there was around about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 21 Nintendo game cases that you can see on the phone. Kind of. I hate this fucking light. Well, there's 20 anyway, about 21, 22. Now, I do have some other ones. Pokemon Gold Heart, or Heart Gold, or what it's called, and Pokemon Ruby. And I think there's another one or two, but I just can't remember where I put those. And I think the guy at the shop was more interested in them, but he took all those. And if I tell you how much I actually got from those, the story brings that at the car boot fair, the person who was selling these said there weren't no game cartridges. You know, the kids always took the cartridges out and just left the boxes laying around, kind of thing. So I said, well, that's all right. You know, if you want to sell the boxes, you know, the game cart boxes, I'll have them off you because they're always handy to have anyway. And, you know, practically all of them had manuals and the cover art and stuff like that with them, yeah. I only paid £1 each of them. So roughly around about 30 quid, I think I spent that particular time on all these cartridge games, well, all the game cartridge cases, because there weren't no games in them. Now, over time, they've been sitting there doing nothing, right? I did have a friend who said that he wanted several of the cases for himself, but he never met up with me. He never came round. No, he always put me off. So I just said, fuck it. No, I'll just keep them. Now, I'm not, you know, years and years ago, when I was a lot younger, I played Pokemon on, the Nintendo Game Boy, the old retro one. I had red, yellow, and blue. Now, I sold them off ages ago, them ones. I think I sold them to CEX when I first moved over here, actually. But the cases, they were just sitting there, and I wasn't going to start looking on eBay and trying to buy the cartridges, because the cartridges would probably cost anything between 15 and 30, 40, 50 pounds. And it wouldn't probably, I don't think it would have put too much more value on the actual CIB. It might have done, I don't know, but I just couldn't really be bothered. And I couldn't be bothered to actually list them on eBay. So yesterday, when I was at Croydon, I did buy 2 games, which are over there in Game On. And I don't know what made me mention it, but I mentioned about the boxes. You go, oh yeah, I would definitely be interested in those. Yeah. Now, I said, well, if I can find them, I'll bring them up. I don't know how long it'll be. It might be tomorrow, it might be next week. That's all right, to take your time. Well, I couldn't sleep properly last night, and I had an idea where they were. So I was up about 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, digging through God knows how many boxes and bags and shit knows what else I've got in the living room. And I found like 21 Nintendo Game Boy boxes, most of them being sold up, and most of them were sold at and Pokemon games. So didn't have the cartridge, but most of them had the the cover art manuals. I think there's 2 that didn't have the proper manual. There was some like other ones like Super Mario, Mario Kart, and a few other ones, which I decided to keep because them ones are more common. You can probably find them out in the wild anyway. It's the Pokemon ones which were so hard to find, and that's why I didn't want to go online and start buying them, because even the Heart of Gold one is like 90 quid, I think. I wouldn't like to say how much it is, but I'm giving a rough guess, about 90 quid. So what I decided to do is I sorted them all out, and I took them up there today to game them. And I didn't know how much I was going to get. I thought about 40, 50 quid. But I actually got £70 trading with it. 70 quid for 20 cases. Now, yeah, some of those cases were probably worth a lot more, but I just can't be bothered to like put them on eBay or vintage or anything like that. I just don't have the time. Well, I've got the time, I just don't have the energy, and I get confused, like, putting things online, kind of thing, so I don't bother with it. And I thought, because he's a shop, he's probably got loads of cartridges, but not the cases. And he did say to me, like, he has got the cartridges, but not the cases. Now, as I said, those cases only cost me £1. 20, I'll say about 22 cases I gave him with the cover art. I'll say half were Pokemon games, and half were like, well, nearly the second half was like Zelda games. I think the most expensive one probably might have been Ultra Moon, Pokemon White, maybe one of the Legends of Zelda ones. Now, if I put them online, I could have probably got 20, 30 quid for some of them, but I just couldn't be bothered. But when he said, like, he's going to sit there and go through them, and he tried to do, a decent enough deal, I thought, okay, fair enough. All right, Redman, Thunderbolt. I thought, well, like, even if I get back 30, 40 quid, at least that out of my way, and I ain't got to bother with them. But yeah, he actually went through them. He said, I'll give you 70, no, I think he said like 68 quid. He goes, I ran it out to 70 for you. And that was for a voucher. If it was cash, it would have probably been about 50 quid or something, So I said, no, give me the voucher. And store credit so I can get some more Twitch games, because I bought a Switch. yesterday at a car boot fair, working. If you've not seen the video from yesterday, I'll give you a quick rundown. It was that, not this dock. It come with this dock, pair of headphones, 2 carry cases, one small one, one bloody big one. And I don't think the big one is for the Switch, to be honest with you. I think it's for something completely different. But you had that in, and there was an iPhone Razr controller, which I did try to put into CX yesterday, but they was only offering me £7 for it. Now, some of those go for about £40-50, those iPhone Razr controllers. So I said, no, I'll keep it. This was also in the box, and it was a pretty good, decent box as well. It wasn't all crumbled up and scratched and buggered and dented and stuff like that. It looked like a new console. Even the screen was like near mint condition on here. I think the only problem is with this Switch, I think it might have, what's that? The blue controller, this button here, I don't think it's like functioning properly. I can't think what the name is. There's a specific name. Stick drift. I haven't played Mario Kart, to be honest with you. I think I've got it, but I don't think I've ever played it. I've got thousands of games. I've not even played 1% of them yet. But I decided to get the Switch because I thought, I've got Nintendo DS's, but the screens are so fucking small. With my eyesight, I can't see shit. So I got the Switch yesterday. It cost me £100. So it works perfectly. Then comes with a charger, the proper plug charger. This one. So I was kind of happy with that. Mind you, I watched the video yesterday, and the guy picked up a brand new box Switch from a car boot fair a year ago for 40 quid. But that's just a controller, the screen, and I think it's just like a wide, the wire cable. It wasn't like a proper plug one, I don't think. So anyway, so I went to Oregon, I traded in the Nintendo DS. I can't think what I'm saying now. Fucking brain's gone cold. The Nintendo Game Boy cases. I've got 70 quid for them. And I said, he goes, well, what do you want to trade for? I said, well, I want to get some more games. What games? I said, no, Switch ones. So I said, oh, okay, fair enough. Well, anyway, I'm not a Lord of the Ring kind of player, but I do like watching Lord of the Rings movies. And I think I have got some Lord of the Rings on PlayStation 2, but where they are, I don't know, because I've not sorted all my games out, and they're not in they're not in alphabetically order. So with some of the credit, I decided to get Hogwarts Legacy, $24.99. And I used to play on Steam with some people, which I no longer play with, the Sniper Elite games. And I wanted to get back into Sniper Elite because they were pretty good games, kind of thing. Especially like, on co-op or multiplayer. We had more fun multiplayer actually, but we did play like, co-op like that. So I asked if he had Sniper Elite, and he had Sniper Elite 4, which was $29.99, but he reduced it down to $24.99 for me. So really, I've got £75 credit, and not 70, because if that was, I don't know. Plus, I said to him, like, I got that case. He gave me, I bought a case which carries the Nintendo DS cartridges, yeah. And he had a spare one. They gave it to me for 2 quid, and it holds 20 cartridges. I said, you know what? I was looking around yesterday when I got home, And I found a little jiffy bag, and it had roughly 20 Nintendo DS cartridges in there. So that case came, rather handy. I said the only thing is the two loose DS, the two loose Switch games I bought from you. It's just sitting on the side at the moment. But I did order a Switch game holder thing for it. But I didn't tell him that. I said, I just on the side. He goes, well, do you need a... Well, actually, I did tell him. He goes, well, do you need any cases? I've got some spare cases. I said, yeah. He goes, I'll give them to you free. Well, fucking hell, right, okay then. So he goes, how many do you want? I said, 6. He goes, no, I ain't got how many. I said, 2 or 3 then, just enough to put them in the box. So he actually gave me 3 Switch cases for this. Well, he goes, you've helped me out with cases, for the Game Boy. I can only help you out. And he did help me because he gave me 3 cases and he gave me the discount on one of the games. I didn't spend all the credit. I still got a £20 credit note, which I've got in the bag. Now, I was also pondering about getting a PlayStation Portal. And I went into CEX and I also went into Cash Converter. And a boxed PlayStation Portal in CEX is over £150. That's for the white controller, the white controller thing. If you wanted it like a black controller, it's £185. Now, Cash Converters, there's only a few doors down, and I was in there and I was speaking to the guys. He goes, well, I think we've got a box one for £140. I said, if you've got a box one, I might be interested in the box one. And there's 2 box ones. And I picked up one today. So I've got, I'll tell you, if you ever buy one of these, set it up indoors. Because I asked him if there's any way he can show me how to set it up, right? We turned it on, and it required an update. And the update, because their internet speed, took 2 fucking hours just to download the update. Seriously, I'm not bullshitting you. 2 hours I was standing, waiting around for it to download an update. And after it updated, we had to wait about another 30 minutes, I think it was, for it to install and initialize the software. That got all sorted out after 2.5 hours. But then another thing popped up. I could not remember my fucking password for the PlayStation. So there's me standing around for another 15 minutes, writing down, because when you have a PlayStation account and you can't remember the password, you say, you go to your login screen, you put your email in, and you click on reset password. Now, when you click on that, it sends you a code, right, for your phone. And that code that was being said to me on the phone would not work whatsoever. It seriously would not work. I tried doing it like the uppercase and lowercase, which it said to do. I tried that about 10 times. It wouldn't do. I tried doing it through my mobile phone. It wouldn't do that. I tried it through my date of birth. It wouldn't do that. I thought, this ain't going to fucking work, is it? I said, I think I don't want it now. And I suddenly, I thought, I tried this other password I've got here. And I remember, I always put capitals in certain parts of the password. And I tried to put passwords in which I can easily remember. But sometimes I can really, seriously, honestly forget. So, final attempt, I said, if I can't do it, I'll still buy it and I'll just have to go home and try to get my account sorted out at home, kind of thing. And the final time I put the password in, it started fucking working. And then I've noticed but the guy reckons it's okay. At the bottom of the screen, it looks like a white line, like a smear on it. And I'm going to try to show you it. So it's going to fucking turn on and there's going to be battery charge on it. What one did he say was the... No, open it. What was the power then, for fuck's sake? Is that it? No, ain't it? Is that it? That's it, right. Turn it on. Got, when I saw it, it was all like, smudge and like scratches. And I said, is that scratches or smudge? I said, I don't like it like that. He goes, well, let me take it out. And he cleaned it. But because, we're tapping a screen, got all fucking smear marks on it again. All right, press the PS5 button. I don't know if you can see that. I've got to go onto another screen. But at the bottom, is that supposed to be like that? All down there. It's even got a bit on the middle. He said, yeah, it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. Okay. So I still don't know how to set this up. I think I've got to press that. No, I don't want headphones. Settings. Network. Set up connection. Community Fiber, that's that one. Right, just give me a sec. I've got to put my password in there and I can never remember the fucking password. So, oh shit, wrong. Now the thing is, right, they only give a year's warranty on here. Let's write this down. Why is it things never work out for me, man? Fucking pins don't really work. Let's try again. Ah, that's why. Hang on. I think I'll put A instead of S. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, with that kind of Weird smells. Yeah, cheers. Coming on, Redman. Display brightness. Don't point to rest mode. I think it might just be the way it's set up. I don't know. Done the control down a little bit. After 2 hours waiting for it to come, like get it set up, it's only set at 71%. It's not connecting to my PlayStation. Weird. Let's just turn it on. Right, I can't see the screen at the moment because my PlayStation's turned off my TV onto the TV mode. So I should still be streaming. I've got my online password right for once. Right, so PlayStation 5 link. Your link device isn't connected. If your PS link device isn't paired with the PlayStation Portal player, pair it first. So, let me fucking make control for TV on there. Might be under accessories, won't it, I think. No. Network, user accounts. Controller, media. Yeah, this is the bit I'm going to get confused in doing. If you pair, but your PS link is connected to your PS. You can switch devices. I feel I'm going to have to watch a video on this. So that one says for the headphones. I'm going to watch a video on it, so I don't know how you do it. Right, so the reason I've got that, because sometimes when playing the console, sitting here with my knees, it's getting my knees, and also I bought it because it might be an ideal little device to take out with me and play while I'm on the train. Because I did find out today that PlayStation has updated it so you can actually take this out and play on different locations. Apparently, like, you know, I know trains meant to have Wi-Fi, but what you're out just, you know, in a park and you want to play it, because the guy who served me said when he first bought it, it would not connect to his mobile phone, so he couldn't get internet, so he returned it and he didn't bother with it. But another guy told me today that they've done updates where you can actually use this outside a lot more easier because it's got more internet access to it, apparently. But we'll soon find that out, if that's true or not. Alright, so I still don't know. Hang on, let's just turn that TV on. It's already used like 3% on the battery already. Got no signal. Other TV now. So I've got no fucking signal coming through. I've lost fucking signal on the TV now. It says the TV is connected to that PC. I'm not getting no signal on the TV at the moment. Nothing. Not at all. No. Nothing. Oh, fucking hell, man. It's not picking up my TV. It was working yesterday. Weird. Turn it on and off again. Things seem to be just screwing up with me today. I don't know why. No signal. Well, anyway, I'm going to end the stream here because it might just need the PC to reboot again. I don't know. I might be on a bit later, do some gaming. I don't know yet. I want to try to get this PlayStation Portal connected up to the PlayStation 5. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. If I can get on, I'll get on. If I can't, then I can't. So, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you later.